have handshakes, a moment of silence before hours of silence was given for Dickie Betts, who passed away just today. So the first move was played in his honor, thus the moment of silence. We do wish the family and friends and everybody who is reeling the best. And as we get off to round 12 here, it's all about the chess moves, doing the talking. We are off, the players trotting out their openings. And Judith, I was just in the process of asking you about Jan versus Prag, what kind of opening, what kind of chaos we would see. And it looks like that one is slow starting because Praggnanandhaa has not responded to Jan's first move.
Well, I believe it's going to be a very tough and long game, because how can you beat Jan, right? So when someone is preparing for such a game and you're playing with the leader, not only with the leader, but you know that the previous 2 candidates tournament was won by your opponent, and he took the lead. He's playing extremely stably, even though he had quite a few very difficult matches. One of the most difficult match Jan had versus Praggnanandhaa with the white pieces, with the black pieces when he was playing with Praggnanandhaa. So he knows how difficult it is to crack Jan, right? He knows it, and at the same time he knows that he has to win this game in order to try to get to the first place. He has to win this game. But how is he going to win the game when we see exchange variation in the rank?
Pawn to h5 as well. Judith, at first glance, do you think white has anything at all, or do you think this still remains symmetrical and level?
Actually, for the moment being, I like at least as much with black than with white, because black has a very active bishop on f5, which I really like. The g5 square is obviously a huge weakness, but black has the knight on g6, so there's a space for the pawn to play f6, so that will be not really a big weakness for the moment, the g5 square and the e5 square. At the same time, the h5 pawn can be vulnerable if the f3 knight moves away, let's say knight e2 or somewhere, so that's a kind of question, what is the continuation after that? And well, I'm very much waiting, obviously, especially after h5, h4, h5, that we are not going to see the players castling short side. So most likely we are going to be seeing the long castle for both players. And it's going to be a very exciting game, even though it's a very symmetrical position, pawn structure. All the pieces are on the board. And I think we're going to see something very sharp and interesting game.
I'm happy to hear that, because when I first saw this opening and even the current position, I was thinking, I don't see where the weaknesses are, I don't see how they're going to attack each other, but both kings likely to go. I was going to say to the queen side, that knight d2 played David, the h5 pawn, that's within Jan's sight. Is he going to actually grab that, or is that too much to risk?
I think that's the plan. Knight d2, otherwise what's the point of that one? I guess he might try and shuffle around to b3.
any chance left for Alireza after 96 knight c4. But now we can see all the other games as well. And I see that Gukesh is having a fantastic situation, because by now the white pawn got pushed to c5, which meant that black did not even bother to take, but finally the knight is on d5, which says it all. What will be the end of the game, I believe, because that knight made a big tour through f6 to h7 to surprise the opponent, to go to f8. I believe it went to g6, e5, and finally to the best destination it can ever imagine.
Yeah, it was a true knight's tour, and I see Jan Nepomniachtchi and Praggnanandhaa, they were still analyzing that game on the bottom right-hand side of our screen, but they're resetting the pieces, going to leave the playing hall, and then not come back tomorrow, but the day after for the penultimate round. And, well, while Gukesh, he seems to be well on his way to wrapping this up, it looks like Fabiano still has a lot of work left, because the bar was sky high. It looked like it was suggesting that he had a knockout. He didn't quite find it. Still a huge advantage for him, and practically speaking, I think white wins that game the majority of the time, up a pawn and with dominating pieces. But Fabi must have missed something, David, so I don't know if we want to head into that one, because the moment has passed, but Fabiano didn't find the best continuation.